Point in map 4 if we get there. I think Scar Hardpoint might be my least favorite map mode combination, but
really,
I still, yeah, I'm not a fan. It's mainly the spawns. I think if the spawns were a little more consistent, I think they'd be great. But yeah, I think it's a map that does throw a lot of chaos at you as a team, and the teams that are able to communicate better generally are able to find a lot more ground on that Scar Hardpoint.
I still can't believe you just said that. That's insane to me. I think there's so many worse map mode combinations than Scar Hardpoint. I find Scar Hardpoint plays so well, but who gives a damn about Scar Hardpoint when we have a Den Hardpoint to talk about? Hop on board here with Shields on High Treason. Big contest here. High Treason do have the lead, but by the narrowest of margins, 1 point. But as I say that, the player in the contest does get taken out. However, Chexy is going to be able to find one there. I'm just looking. I'm not recognizing a whole lot of these names. I think I recognize Kratos.
I was going to say Kratos, and then I believe Joseph Season I have seen around, as well as Not Miso from last season as well. So it's definitely some familiar faces, but so far on this P1, not a huge advantage for either side. It's mainly, again, about building for that P2. We see a big rotate over out of Galaxy. They're going to look to try to make it happen.
Yeah, and I have a very hot take about this P2. I would rather spawn out than in. I think they can funnel you so hard if you're spawning in, versus if you're spawning out, you sort of have, you can peek from this left side, you can chow mid, you can peek from the front, or you can go on the deep flank, but Joseph Season is just locking spawns down in the back. However, his team has completely spawned out. Chexy absolutely alone here, just being hung out to dry by his team as they're coming off spawn. However, no chows come in from High Treason. Chexy going to be able to find that one. Sorry, yeah, I think that was Chexy. Maybe it was Miso. I don't know. Somebody's shooting. Ray going to be able to find that opener, but Galaxy starting to get this lead, starting to get control of this game in this P2.
Yeah, big opportunity. I mean, again, I noted on that P2, they had that setup and they really cash in here. I mean, near a full 60. It's a big start out of Joseph Season 4. High Treason, 7-2. They've got the slaying so far. They just haven't had the positioning they need to cash in. Now heading to this P3, you have Not Miso in your back end here. You got to be so careful. Good fight win there out of Joseph to stand firm. Kratos finds one before being taken down. Galaxy are in on this hill. It's just down to Cam in the back now that needs to stay alive.
Yeah, and trades just going back and forth, but once again, Galaxy in the driver's seat. Shields just swap into an AR there and gets taken out by Chexy. You said that High Treason has the slaying sort of on lock. I would kind of disagree with that. I think Joseph has the slaying on lock. If you look over at the side of Galaxy, you've got Chexy with 8, Miso with 8, and then Kyo? I'll call him Kyo, with 6. Like and Kratos is catching up with 5 and 9. Bit of a rough stat line from him, but he is sort of soaking a fair bit of that time. 29 seconds already accrued. Kyo, however, 46 seconds, 7 and 4. Make it 8 and 4 as he finds that one. Chexy going to be locking down this time. Kyo is there for help. This read is disgusting. Oh my God, Chexy.
Another one as
2.
well. That's insane.
Oh my goodness, that was filthy. And yeah, Galaxy is starting to run away with this for sure.
Yeah, you really need to start getting something on the board here if you're High Treason. Heading now. I mean, you still a good amount of time left on this hill, but you're very soon going to have to hit this rotation to another hill that can be a bit of a death note. Great shots on the outside towards Shingles, but Chexy easily able to grab that trade. So it will be the rest of the time on this hill to Slain Gaming. Still more to find as we head back to P1. I mean, it feels like the second time around on P1, you're able to build a lot more time than the first.
Oh, for sure. You're not getting those 50-50 spawns as much. You're coming off a rotation. You're definitely able to sort of control it a lot more, especially if you're able to control the flank, which Galaxy is able to do, as Kratos is going to be able to pick up that player in the back. And yeah, this is just utter domination from Galaxy right now. I don't think High Treason has touched the time since P3.
Yeah, it has been a minute since they've gotten another point on the board. Ray able to get one, needs a second, not going to find it. Miso just rips that one down. Chexky gets one there as well. Kratos on 4, Miso now on 4. I mean, it just feels like everything right now going Galaxy's way. High Treason feels like it's already a little too late. Heading into this P2, Cam in position, but feels that heat getting hotter. Does get one on the outside, looking for a second. Will be able to get it, but even still, Galaxy get a little bit of time before getting shut down by Ray. It just feels like High Treason can't get anything going on the map right now.
Yeah, it's these sort of like the weak sauce solo hits that are really sort of biting them in the butt there. And as I say that, they managed to 3-hit time and are in control for the time being. Miso gonna try and put an end to that as he is coming up dubs here. Is going to be able to spot that player and is going to be able to pick up 2 from range with the sub. The Draven was disgusting. Oh my god.
Oh, yeah. No, it's just such a disgusting mid-range option. I mean, really feels like that's been the big shift of power heading into this game compared to the last, is where those subs can really excel at those medium ranges even still. And I mean, if you get a great player, even some of those long ranges. So, I mean, Slane most likely looking to close here on this P3. This is going to be another opportunity. I mean, High Treason, obviously this map has gone past you. You need to just try to build some momentum heading into the search.
Oh my goodness. I hadn't looked at the scoreboard in a minute, and I'm looking at High Treason's just their KD and 2 of their players are just it's rough. That's really the only way that I can say. You know, they're oh my goodness, Miso with 3. That was disgusting again from Miso. But yeah, no, High Treason. There's some stuff to work on definitely with that one. But Galaxy is going to take game 1, 250 to 40 something, I think. 47?
Yeah, it was in the 40s, that's for sure. I mean, we see dominance yesterday and we see it again here today on the Den. I mean, that's not a good sign if you're High Treason. You know, 2 more of the maps in this series are going to be back to this Den. So, yeah, a tough series to try to fight your way back into. Galaxy, I mean, just look at that scoreboard. 3 of your players almost are on 2 KDs. It's kind of hard to lose a map with that being the case.
Oh, for sure it is. I think really High Treason just got outslayed there, which, you know, kills aren't everything, obviously, but when the slaying sort of difference is that extreme, it's going to be a lot of it. You know, I think maybe they didn't have a warm-up scrim. Maybe they, who knows? Maybe their hands are cold. Maybe we're going to see a different High Treason in S&D. Maybe they're just an S&D team. I love, you know, a little Neslo team. Just steal one of those respawns and absolutely dominate both searches. But we're going to have to wait and see here. We're going to hop on board with Miso as we get right into this Scar. Search and destroy. Ray going to be able to find the opener. That's going to be absolutely massive. But Miso in a great position, putting down bomb currently in a 2v4 situation. And oh my goodness, as I say that, High Treason get a flawless round.
Yeah, great first round to get. I mean, that feels like the momentum you need to sort of cut off early. Obviously, like you were saying, you know, that you're hoping that they're a search team after that map 1 because it was a rough one. But getting some points on the board early here could be a great way to reverse the momentum if you're High Treason.
Do you think it may have been a ping diff?
It could be host swap causing some
that was
slight issues, but yeah, no, that was a much different round. Obviously, still very young in this search. I mean, plenty still to play, but if that's the team we're seeing, I think we could see a much more competitive map.
Oh, Miso with some great shots there. I may have spoken too soon with that ping diff. Sorry, it wasn't Miso, it was Chekski, but Miso on a deep flank, going to be able to find one, forcing Cam to pull back and search for him. However, Miso is in the wind. This guy has gone deep. He's in Narn. Where is he going?
Yeah,
Cam just trying to track him, manages to spot him briefly, but
this is
like
just
I'm watching a game on Ring Around. There we go. Cam finally able to find that player, is going to pick up the Drebeck for the back pocket, but now has wasted so much time looking for Miso. He's in a 1v3. He's got the sniz in hand, the boomstick, the bang stick, however you want to say it. About to run into a player here and not going to be able to find anything. Galaxy, that was one of the longest rounds of search I've watched in a while. Galaxy, you're going to tie things up at one apiece.
And I think you pointing out that that's a long round is a big deal. I mean, you came out of the gate really hot if you're high treason. You just had 3 of your 4 members staring at nothing in a 1 versus 4 for a little bit there. So that might put a little bit of ice on them in the not the way you're hoping, especially after that map 1. But still tied up, still anyone's game. High treason back on this defense, looking to make it work again.
Yeah, and you know, Scar is a super defense heavy map, 100% it is, and that first round out of High Treason is really going to help them in the long run if this does go round 11, because they didn't drop a single player. So currently the life count is still in their favor. So that's going to be absolutely massive. Miso trying to get active is going to be able to find one. Kratos, however, in the background finds another, apparently, but he doesn't look like he had it. Oh, it was Keo who found one. My bad.
Yeah, Codcaster is still having a moment, as it always does. But in the meantime, Galaxy, they make another pretty decisive round win there. They find an offense round win towards that motel side. Not an easy feat, especially without dropping a player, I believe. I believe they lost one.
I think they lost
clean round,
2.
all things considered.
Did they lose 1 or 2? I don't know. I think they lost 2. Oh, no. Kratos has only died once. Never mind. Take that back. But yeah, no, great stuff out of Galaxy here. They're doing really well at sort of controlling the tempo on both sides of this S&D, that attack and that defense. Ray trying to push the pace here a little bit, but Chekski and Keo are going to get active there. And once again, Joseph left up in a 1v3. His position is known. Oh, they almost line up for him there, but there is that third safety player just lurking in your base. And Galaxy take a 3-1 lead.
Really tough. I mean, you had a strong start if you're High Treason. Obviously, you're looking to keep pulling that on through, but it feels like Galaxy really adjusted very quickly. I mean, you're heading back to that strong side, that defense now if you're High Treason. Obviously not a must-win round yet, but it starts to feel like it against a team as strong as Galaxy.
For sure it does. For sure it does. Yeah, and Keo looks like he may be the S&D star of Galaxy, currently sitting at 5-2. Chekski 4-2. These guys are just shooting. Miso, sorry, that's Chekski again, finding 2 on the round so far. The whole Galaxy team is currently on a 2 streak, and Shields is exploring the map.
Yeah, I mean, a 1 versus 4 like this, nigh impossible towards the A side. But, I mean, like you said, 2 streaks for everyone. I mean, this just goes to show the consistency out of this Galaxy roster is they'll easily shut down the last and now turn it into a 4-1 lead for Galaxy. I mean, things have gotten out of hand pretty quick here.
Yeah. The second round took a while, and every round since then, Galaxy have just sort of had their foot on the pedal and, you know, just come out hot, come out swinging, get that first kill, and just roll from there. I really think High Treason have to do a better job at sort of like I said, controlling the tempo. They were doing a really great job of that in the first couple of rounds, and that's sort of fallen off. Big Joe has yet to find a kill. Not a super great look, but Ray is going to be able to find the opener here. Is this the spark that High Treason needs to start their comeback? Joseph lurking in the back, being that anchor for the team. Cam gets a little overzealous there and overheats a little bit. Chexky going to get tagged up down to 17 HP. Does spot that player out mid. Not going to be able to find that kill. That's going to come from Keo in the background. And yeah, the advantage that High Treason had has slipped through their fingers. Is that a true trade? No. Joseph going to be able to find his first one there. Currently up in a 1v2. Does spot that player, but the other player is on the pinch. Galaxy take us to a game point.
Yeah, map point for Galaxy. I mean, it's 5 rounds in a row. What more is there to say? It's been, again, in and out dominance on the search. Similar to what we saw in that hard point. I mean, High Treason did get a good amount of points on the P1. It's sort of similar to this search where they're able to get that first round on the board, but once things develop a little bit, once things sort of settle in, it feels like Galaxy just play fantastic. Keo 7-2, Chexky 8-3. I mean, it's hard to lose an S&D when you're playing like that.
For sure. For sure it is. Miso is going to get tagged up here. Big shots going back and forth. Galaxy going to be able to find the opener. Shields is going to fall as well. Ray going to fall, leaving Joseph once again up in this 1v4. They know where he is. He's gone there every round on defense. Galaxy close it out 6-1.
Yeah, not much more to say. I mean, Galaxy just play it so clean. I mean, that first round was a bit of an awkward one. I think they definitely tried to get things going a little too quick, got a little too zealous. But after that, they settled in, they locked in, and they just rolled. Kratos did not die after the first round. I mean, that is crazy.
Yeah, no, good stuff out of Kratos. Good stuff out of the whole side of Galaxy, for sure. They played that search after the first round, I would say, near perfect. There's a few little tweaks, maybe quicker trades, but not taking like silly one-on-one gunfights. But they were winning the silly one-on-one gunfights. So, it's you live and you learn, and they it didn't bite them in the rear end that time. But we're going to have a map 3. What's the map again, Graf? Is it Den or is it Scar?
This time it's Den. We'll go back to Scar in map 4, so don't worry. Maybe. We'll see both.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
We are gonna see the Den overload. I keep wanting to call it uplink because they're so similar, but the Den overload is what's coming up next. Super one-sided map, not gonna lie. So I think whoever gets that, like the dojo side first, is probably gonna lose. But it's also dependent, like if the teams were exactly even, I would say whoever gets that dojo side is gonna lose. Just because it's a lot easier to dunk on the dojo side. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but essentially I would say it's attacker focused on the dojo side.
100%.
And more sort of, it's easier to defend. So it's going to be interesting, see if that comes into play, but let's get right into it. Chexky we're gonna hop on board with Chexky at the start, and High Treason going to be able to find a couple of kills there. Nobody grabbed the EMP yet. Trades going back and forth. Joseph's going to be able to find one. Kratos going to be able to find Cam in the background. Looks like our Codcaster is fixed now too, so that's fantastic. Big kills here. That's going to be a 3 dead. That EMP is going to get picked up almost immediately, and it's going to go straight down this left side, just like I was talking about.
All the way in the back, slicing in through, gets a big one before getting traded down. Only 1 or 2 more kills needed to get this point on the board if you're High Treason. Big kill there from the Strider, or not the Strider, the Jaeger. And then a bunch of Jaeger kills through. Shields cleans it up. Not Miso, awkward situation, not able to pick up that kill when they would have normally been expected. As now we reset back towards this top side. Ray, once again, all the way in the spawn here.
Yeah, Ray is everything right now. He is slowing this push down from Galaxy so much. They now have to tweak, figure out where he's at, and in their spawn. Keo doing his best, but Ray is just spawn killing. Oh my goodness.
Now, all the way up on that capture zone, but the one player that cut in through mid there was able to delay at the very least the rest of High Treason. So Ray's solo play doesn't quite find as much as they were hoping for. Great nade out of Keo. Jexy getting one as well. So looking for a little bit of a counterpunch here is Galaxy. This north side, though, so difficult to try to get a score through.
For sure it is. It is near impossible without a 4 dead. And that is going to be 3 dead in the feed for the side of High Treason. Going to be able to find the 4th. That may be a clean and clear dunk. Never mind. Big shots there. Going to ring true. Joseph in a fantastic position here to play upset. Going to get tagged up. Going to have to fall back. Chexky 3 and 6. Not used to seeing him negative. The whole side of Galaxy currently is negative, except for Kratos, who's going even.
Hold on. Kratos, last one up, does stand firm. That could have been a point on the board. But, again, that's why that top side is so hard. There's just so much space, so much open area that your ARs are just able to sit in.
For sure. And
wait, oh my god, this is going to be a point. Oh,
oh my gosh.
Almost. Couldn't quite find it.
Oh, nope. Got Ray, big Ray, putting in God's work over here.
Oh my god.
Ray and Shields combining. Oh my goodness. Shields, hit the pinch. Hit the pinch. Finds it. That's a dunk. He's free and clear.
Wow. Great response out of High Treason.
Yeah. High Treason in the driver's seat for sure. Currently up 2 scores to none. Cam, once again, looking for these spawn kills. Kratos is going to fall. Nobody has picked up the device yet. Galaxy, as I say, that does manage to get their paws on it. And this is going to be a dunk, I think. Yeah, it always goes to the runner. Ties go to the runner. Keo going to be able to find that one on to Joseph.
Look at Cam,
no goal
though.
line stand.
Really pushed up. Spotted by not Miso, though. So that does put a lot of the threat by the wayside, at least for now. Just getting tucked on in and being here is going to cause some problems if they can get kills on the front end. So far, though, that has not been the case. Not Miso almost leaks through. They could have put a point on the board, but that gets shut down. And so does Cam. So Galaxy, with a minute left in the half, want to try to tie it up if they can. But they're heading into strong side in this second half, so they just have to not dig themselves a deeper hole.
For sure. And Keo, oh my goodness, this could be something. Oh, he didn't
cut in through mid. Almost on the doorstep. Shut down. 3 dead and a teammate to boot. Shields are going to make it another one. Big defense on the last step from High Treason, but they are yet to get out of the clear. Ray tries to hit a cut through mid. It's on the goal line. They don't even realize they could have just scored it. But now, where's the device? Wait, they're all trying to find it. What's taking so long? Finally, Galaxy get a second one on the board. That took an eternity.
I can't believe the device didn't reset there.
Yeah, that would have been wild.
That would have been tragic. But check. Oh my goodness, there. No. Oh
my god.
Oh my goodness. Great shots out of Chexky there, but not going to be able to find it. Looking for the OT. Just leave it. It's exactly what they do. They go to half, tied up. High Treason on the harder side, in my opinion. Galaxy looking to take control of this Shields. How about that performance out of this young man? Great kill there. And then just turns and burns Kratos.
Yeah, this was a big high from High Treason. Goal line stop. The reason they're not down right now, I mean, obviously, stuff happened afterwards. So hard to say for sure, but you know, I mean, you're obviously heading on the weak side. It's not the ideal situation here, but you got to make it work right now. If you're High Treason, this is for the series.
And I will say I have seen weak side played perfectly and seen them just run it down. But it's definitely a tougher sort of nut to crack, so to speak. Galaxy, nowhere really near the device. It's going to be a big hiccup there. Big kills back and forth. Oh my goodness. I don't know who this is. Oh, that was Cam. Shields putting in work here. Cam still lurking. No real movement on the device either. This is a very strange round.
Yeah, a little bit awkward. I mean, it's sort of gotten to this 20-yard line and hasn't really been able to get that much more forward progress. You need to chip away at the spawns, especially toward this north side on Den. It feels like you're not going to get anything going without spawn control. And we see number 7 Shields look to make a play. 1 kill's all you need, though. Cam slams that one home. And I get completely shut up. High Treason say that I am just wrong. They could just force it on through. And that's what we saw. I can't believe that.
Yeah, they essentially just said, you don't know ball, by the way. Like,
yeah.
Oh my goodness, what a beautiful nade to stop that from coming through. Did have his teammates help there, but just a great stop. It's in such a tough spot here. Not going to be able to find that one is Kratos. That's 3 dead in the feed. Oh my goodness. Oh, I thought he was going to get it.
Yeah.
If you jump off the map with the device, it resets, right?
I believe it will spawn as close to ground as possible in that situation. In through the back, though, 1 kill is all it takes. Galaxy outmaneuvering High Treason in the long run there. 3 minutes to go, and we're tied right back up. A huge play there out of Chexky. That's a big one to find. Lasering down the player in the spawn, though. That's a big clear out. Now a lot of pressure on Chexky in through mid. Can't get anything going, though. Shields found as well towards Dojo, so both teams overextensions, not able to find much. I don't like 2 players through mid here, though. Joseph, the only one standing on the front end. Do they realize it, though? Hellstorm in, might not be in time. Kratos on the doorstep, will find it. Shields whiffs on him.
Yeah, and I hate the Hellstorm in this game. It's
so bad.
It's so bad. Big 2 there out of Chexky. He's going to get picked up, though. Starting to see Galaxy get closer and closer to this positive, even margin. And starting to see High Treason sort of slip a little bit. Joseph 14 and 18, make it 19 as I say that. And yeah, Galaxy starting to sort of cycle this, put them in the blender. And that is going to be 5-3, minute 45 left on the clock. High Treason not quite out of this one yet, but definitely going to be a come-behind victory if it's in the stars, so to speak. That's going to be a big kill. Only 1 player there lurking. However, they do not know. The team has to get forward. Big shots in the back. Kratos is going to pick up that device. Doesn't know there's a player there. That could be huge for the program.
One more point on the board here from Galaxy ends this game and this series in an instant. But High Treason, I mean, they really got to get this first one on the board here and fast. And it feels like they got to get the device towards the south side of the map where they can really try to make something happen. But either way, it's so hard on each end of this map.
Oh my goodness, that was almost Phil. And right now, really all that's happening is Galaxy is just burning clock. That's all they're doing. They are burning clock. You're at this sort of stalemate, standstill. They're going to be able to get that dunk, but big plays coming out of that back end. Big shots here. Going to be able to find 2, and that dunk is going to come in. 6-3 is the score. And 30 seconds left. High Treason haven't made it past the 50-yard line in a couple minutes. I think this game's all but over.
A much better showing, though, out of High Treason in this map.
For
3.
sure.
I mean, they really did keep it very competitive towards that first half. They are maybe going to get another point on the board here. Try to get that sneak, but yeah. I mean, a great map 3, all things considered. Both of these teams, High Treason played it well, but Galaxy just came out so much stronger all of today, it felt like. I mean, they were just really laying it out there with the slaying. And that map 3 is where we saw that slow down a little bit. I think High Treason did catch up to a certain extent, but it was just a little too late.
For sure. You know, it's definitely, it's a tough... I think Overload in general is sort of a tough nut to crack. I don't think we've fully even figured it out yet, and we've been playing this game for 3 months. Galaxy really sort of did a great job at showing exactly what I was talking about in pregame about how sort of one-sided this map can be. Had a bit of a struggle on that north side, and then the south side came around and just sort of full throttle ran it down and managed to get 4 scores to High Treason's 1. So really just sort of showing, you know, that maps can be one-sided for sure. However, like you said, High Treason had a fantastic showing in that last map. I would say they were in the driver's seat for 70% of that game, and the 30% that they weren't is just what sort of bit them. You know, they when they weren't in control, it seemed like things spiraled so much quicker, where Galaxy was sort of out of control there for a while, but they were still able to straighten out and fly right, where Galaxy, you know, they'd get a 4 dead, and they were just so efficient at getting that EMP downfield